might speak well of him that he cannot fully internalize the cruelty of his own policy, as opposed to maybe a Republican like Ryan, who thinks like, yes, the government is going to force you against your will to bear the child of your rapist. And I'm okay with that.
Welcome to NewsBeast. We've got Philip from the Telegraph in the house, our partners on the other side of the pond.
Great to be here, John.
Good to see you. And of course, Michelle Goldberg, out front on the Akin story with a lot of good stuff. So it's all about Akin today. A 5 p.m. deadline, I suppose. Last night, everyone and their mother was pushing him out the door, but today, you know, at least at the moment, it seems like he's going to hold on. What are you hearing?
Well, I mean, I don't know that I have any specific sources in the Akin camp, or I do know I have no sources in the Akin camp, at least no legitimate sources. But it seems like he, you know, yesterday, like everyone else, I assumed that he was going to be forced out, but it looks like, you know, he's got a new commercial today.
The mistake I made was in the words I said, not in the heart I hold. I ask for your forgiveness.
So, and it's interesting, he doesn't seem to really owe the party anything, right? Because they all supported his opponents. He, you know, he doesn't kind of have a relationship with the National Republican Party. And at least some voices on the religious right are urging him to stay in and are kind of angry at the National Republicans who are trying to push him aside. And the new Missouri poll, although the new PPP poll from Missouri, although it shows that most people in the state want him out, the majority of Republicans want him in. So the people who voted in that primary want him to stay there. Yeah.
And you know, what fascinates me, Philip, is that the anger and the angst seems to be about the politics of this, not the policy. It's the way Akin said it, not what he said. And the real issue should be, well, it's the policy, stupid. It's the planning committee today.
Yeah, instead of which the issue is it's you, stupid.
For
what you said and how you said it, and letting that cat out of the bag quite so openly and quite so with quite such ignorant phraseology. Yes, and looking at it from an outsider, literally from another country, I mean, it's quite remarkable that that not only that he's defying all the political pressure on him, but I guess he's defying he's defying political gravity at the moment. But then yesterday, or in his statements, he was defying other known laws as we would understand them. But that someone like this is in the first place, and you know, a serious selected, you know, candidate who's probably would, without this sort of mishap, have become one of the 100 senators in this country.
And might still.
And very probably still would within an election in Missouri.
I mean, I mean, this doesn't do us any favors as a national reputation, whether, you know, whatever you say about legitimate rape or not. But what's stunning to me, Michelle, is, I mean, so today, the platform committee is going to effectively double down on what's the underlying position. All the tortured explanation aside, the underlying position, which has been in place. They're not going to change that.
Well, I think, you know, Akin made kind of two political mistakes. I mean, on the one hand, his statement could seem to be impugning the honor of pregnant rape victims by suggesting they weren't really raped. And that's something that people all across the political spectrum can kind of be appalled about. But what Republicans really seem angry about is that he drew attention to the fact that they all support the same policy that Akin does, which is to ban abortion even in cases of rape and incest.
At least as far as the platform, not Romney doesn't support that.
You're right. But this is a kind of a very common position in the Republican Party. It's a position that Paul Ryan has espoused. It's a position that a number of speakers at the RNC hold, including you know, Mike Huckabee, Scott Walker. And it's now, it looks like, according to early reports, going to be the position once again of the Republican Party platform.
Yep. I was interested, I mean, just a few days ago, also in Kentucky, where Republican legislators were back on the issue of intelligent design versus, in terms of teaching in the schools, that, you know, there you have again, this issue is...
there was a glimmer of hope. I didn't really think that this is what he was getting at, but given his, as Reince Priebus called it, biological stupidity, this adaptive behavior apparently that women can repel seem... Yes. So was that a tell? Maybe he does believe in evolution. That may be a silver lining here. It's certainly an evolved...
Actually, here's what I think is the tell. No, I mean, I do not think that he believes in evolution. But what I think is the tell is that, and it might speak well of him that he cannot fully internalize the cruelty of his own policy, that he, you know, kind of can't quite face up to the implications of what it is that he wants to do, you know, as opposed to maybe a Republican like Ryan, who thinks like, yes, the government is going to force you against your will to bear the child of your rapist. And I'm okay with that.
All right, we got a question from Twitter. well, we've got a few, but COSAR 2004. Michelle, this seems appropriate for you. Why don't journalists challenge the idiocy such as Akin's? I tee it up for you.
Well, I think they've been trying to. I mean, I can't speak for the guy who interviewed him on local television, who I think has regretted that he hasn't come back, didn't come back more forcefully with follow-up questions. But it seems that people have pretty fully challenged, both the kind of legal reasoning behind these abortion, behind personhood initiatives, but again, also the insane fantasies about female biology. So, and also the idea that that pregnancies resulting from rape is rare, when in fact we're talking about tens of thousands of women.
32,000 a year, according to that one study. Yeah. I think we are pushing back. I think that is what we're supposed to be doing, and damn it, we're doing it here at the Daily Beast. Final word, Philip.
Unintelligent, as in design.
Okay.
Legitimate.
Forcible.
Yeah, I was just
that's all for us at NewsBeast. We'll see you tomorrow.